Congratulations for Simple Ed. And we have Akansha Jain, the counselor and coordinator of Rockwood International School, Udaipur. And we both will be guiding you through the event. While the pandemic has forced us to find alternatives, we need to continue with our efforts of helping students looking out for higher education opportunities in the US. And this is one such effort in collaboration with Rockwood International School to bring you all together. So, in today's event, we have 5 universities with us who will tell us about the requirements and procedures to enroll into their colleges and universities. Before inviting Akansha to tell us about her school and management, let me introduce you to the expert panel of today. So, can we have it, Fareen? Yeah. So, we have Faitai from Wichita State University. We have Kristen Shea from University of Nevada, Las Vegas. We have Rachel Williams from University of Kentucky. Then we have Michael Jones from Pasadena City College. Then we have Jackie Garant from State University of New York, and Gatij Agarwal, who will be the India rep for Lone Star College. I welcome you all and thank you so much for joining us, and it's a pleasure to have you on board. Now I request Akansha to please take over and introduce her school and the vision to participate in this event. Over to you, Akansha.
Thank you, Yashika. Thanks a lot. Good morning, parents. Good morning, students. Good morning, Principal Ma'am, Director Sir, Mr. Deepak Sharma, Mr. Yasir Ansari, the founder and CEO of Simplet, and all the dignitaries present over here. Tell me and I'll forget. Show me and I may remember. Involve me and I'll understand. Firm believer of this principle, we at Rockwoods International School constantly aim at imparting knowledge as a journey towards lifelong learning. Rockwoods International School is a part of Rockwoods Group of Schools, where we have Rockwoods High School that was established in the year 2011. It's a complete national board school governed by the Central Board of Secondary Education, wherein Rockwoods International School was conceptualized by our director, Mr. Deepak Sharma, a dynamic edupreneur with keen interest in innovative education pedagogies, with a vision of inculcating the best international standards, value education in the young minds. He was impressed by the Cambridge pedagogy. Rockwoods International School was established in the year 2016. Since then, it was the first to offer international curriculum from primary till A levels. We have added another feather in the cap this year when we had our early years program running, being the first in Rajasthan and second in the country. A uniquely designed international curriculum with the edge of global studies and our 8 golden principles: spiritual development, emotional development, physical development, language development, one skill development, mental development, social development, and habitual development. They are envisioned and implemented in such a way that students are rooted to their culture, but at the same point in time, they know what's happening around the world. We, as a visionary, as a thinker, Mr. Deepak Sharma, thought that it would be a good idea to have our students have an experience of universities, the after-school undergrad courses, so that they are prepared to choose what they want to do, unlike yesteryears. So, keeping that in mind, we have launched Rockwoods UniBridge program, wherein universities will be interacting with students, students will be interacting with universities, and they will be doing an internship under them to have an experience of the different courses they want to pursue. Now, without much ado, I would like Dr. Vasudha Neelmani, Principal, Rockwoods International School, to give a welcome address. Over to you, Vasudha ma'am.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Good morning, all the esteemed dignitaries. I pay my gratitude to Mr. Deepak Sharma, the director of Rockwoods Group of Schools, in his absentia. He won't be able to join us. So all of us have experienced that in first hand in our times that passing out of school does not necessarily prepare us for the first year at college. University experience is one of its own kind, and adaptation to the same often leaves students overwhelmed as they are not prepared for this drastic change into the adult world. Often students take a couple of years to decide on the suitability of the subject they have chosen, and even then, they are not sure what they want to study. So, for the past few years, as Ms. Akanksha already mentioned, that our director, Mr. Deepak Sharma, is quite a visionary when it comes to adapting new methodologies, adapting new things which are in the best interest of the students. So, 2 years ago, we had a tie up with a career coaching institution where we started career coaching and subject coaching from grade 8 onwards, because our students at the IGCSE level, they start their subject choices, they start taking there, and for that they always go through a psychometric assessment, and then we give them the experience and exposure, and we do the report analysis with them and share with them what is best for them, and we guide them from time to time. Now, there was something in my mind when it came to last 1.5 years. Was, I will not say it was a difficult time or challenging time, but yes, it was a very different time for all of us as educators. Never in our wildest dream we imagined that everything will come into a small screen, whether it was classes, whether it was education, whether it was conducting webinars, conducting events, from the time wherein we used to say that students no phones allowed or no laptops allowed, and that was the only way of conducting education, so conducting classes. So when I was, and to be honest, these young generation from grade 9 to grade 12, or these grade 8 students also, now are very very keen, confused what to pursue, what will happen further. They have plethora of thoughts. Sometimes they want to pursue engineering, sometimes they want to pursue medical, sometimes they want to do visual arts, sometimes they want to do become a pilot, somebody wants to be an account CA CS. So there are many activities, and I really, or pursue the management courses also. And Mr. Sharma and I really wanted to give them an experience of each and every course. And during this time only last year, I got in touch with Mr. Yasser, and we did a couple of sessions together. And then when I shared with Mr. Yasser that I want to do some session like this, wherein it would be a Rockwoods Unibridge program, where my students will be not only interacting with the universities will be interacting with them, and then we will have a small kind of an internship program planned for them, so that they are given an exposure to these kind of courses. So with this objective, we designed Rockwoods Unibridge program, which will enable, and it will happen today, our students to interact with professionals from different fields, to allow them at career options available, different universities. And this is going to be an ongoing program which will be integrated into our academic calendar. It is an absolute honor and delight for me that we have the most esteemed panel, which is here, thanks to Simplet family, that this is here, and we are able to, our students are able to have an experience. And my gratitude to Yashika for being such a wonderful person, acting as a catalyst and trying to help them out. My gratitude to my own Akanksha, who's Akanksha, Miss Akanksha Jain, who's our coordinator and counselor, who's the main person who's behind. And there is one more person who prefers working behind the screen, but a great source of motivation for all of us, for students, for me, our vice principal, Miss Renu Rathore. So right now she has joined this a seminar, but this webinar. But yes, she prefers working from the back screen. And of course, a big gratitude and a big heartfelt thanks to my chairperson, Mrs. Alka Sharma, and director, Mr. Deepak Sharma, in their absentia, because they are the ones who always are very open to our new ideas, who are very open to the things that we suggest. And they are the people, because of them, our students and I, we are able to achieve lot many things. So with that, once again, I thank Simplet family, all the expert panelists, for being here and talking to my students. And I'm sure this will be, widening their horizon, and they will be able to do a lot of things in their life. And this is going to be a very fruitful session for them. Thank you so much. Over to you, Ms. Akanksha.
Now I would like to invite Mr.
Sir
Deepak
is
Sharma.
not there. Sir is not there, Akanksha. I told you that he won't be there.
Okay, so Yashika, okay, I'll invite Yasir then. Okay. Now I would like to invite Yasir, Mr. Yasir Ansari.
You muted, Akansha. You muted.
So,
Again, you muted, Akansha.
can
Now
you
it's
hear
okay.
me now?
Yeah, Akansha.
I guess some technical issue is happening. Okay. Okay. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Yasir Ansari, who is the director and founder, Simplet Educational International Education Private Limited. Yasir Ansari is a multifaceted entrepreneur and educational leader. He has been awarded by SUNY and IOTA in recognition of his dedication to diversity and inclusion, as well as selected by Southeast Missouri State University for their Young Alumni Merit Award, acknowledging the service he provides through this company that seeks sustainable practices within higher education recruitment processes across North America. Yasir is also chair of an international annual conference dedicated to international MOU development and founder of the Global Association of International Education Professionals. Now, I would like Mr. Yasir Ansari to please give your welcome address to our students and the other people present over here. Over to you, Mr. Yasir Ansari.
Karin, can you please make Yasir Ansari present? Yeah. Mr. Yasir, you're not audible to us. Not audible.
I'll just again lock your mic and unlock your mic. Maybe that will help.
I think there's some technical glitch, I suppose.
It's okay, Ashika. We are unable to hear Yasir. We can start. Continue. We can continue with the university presentations. Maybe we can have Yasir later on with us. Okay.
Sure. So before proceeding, I really thank Dr. Vasundhara Neelmani ma'am for sharing your views with us, and it was really very inspiring to hear you. Thank you, Kansha, for guiding us through the introducing ma'am to us, and then now without wasting much time, I would like to start with the university's presentation. Students, I wish to inform you all that these universities' representatives will be informing you about their institution along with the introduction. Each university is allotted 5 to 6 minutes for their presentation. Once all the universities are done, all the presentations are done, we will have question and answer session whereby we'll answer all your queries. It's a kind request to you that you please keep on writing your answer in the chat box pertaining to a particular university you're referring the question to. Please do mention the university along with the question you are referring to. And then at the end of the presentations, we'll take those questions and we'll try to answer all the questions. Now, I'll request Faitai, the Director of International Admissions at Wichita State University, to please take over. Hi,
Yes.
Faitai.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good to go.
Perfect. So, all right. Thank you, everyone, and good morning. Here is good evening. So, my name is Fai Tai, representing Wichita State University. Oftentimes, people are wondering where Wichita State is. So, as you see here on the map, we are right in the middle of the U.S. Our state is called Kansas. And our city is called Wichita. So this is a photo of our downtown area. The size of Wichita State is about the same as Ahmedabad. So you see it here, but we only have 630,000 population. If you imagine, I know Ahmedabad's population is probably over 2 million. And you can imagine the space we have here. And we are actually the largest city in the state of Kansas. However, we are ranked #1 most affordable college city in the US. And we also have the highest percentage of jobs involving STEM occupations in the US. Oops. I am going to turn this to the, okay. So about Wichita State, we are a public university founded in 1895. So we are celebrating 125th anniversary now. We have 6 colleges offering more than 200 different programs from the bachelor's, master's to PhD level. We have about 16,000 students on campus. That is considered a medium-sized university here in the US. And international students account for more than 11% of them, and they come from more than 100 different countries. India is our second largest country representation of international students. And next slide. Okay. So the most popular programs in our school is engineering programs. We are ABET accredited for all levels, and our engineering school ranked number 95th among more than 4,000 universities in the US. And we ranked #1 in terms of industry-funded aeronautical research and development expenses. So our students have a lot of opportunities to work and research when they are still studying. And also we ranked #5 in the US in terms of funding for engineering research as well. And next slide, please. Yes, so this is almost the last slide to talk about our cost. Here it shows to you that one academic year for this year, our tuition fees is around $16,000, and then living on campus, so you will be getting unlimited meals here on campus, and you will have a double room with a roommate with books and insurance together. Your total cost estimate is around $31,000 US. That will be around 23 lakhs for a year. And if you are eligible for the scholarship, it will save you $4,800 a year, and this scholarship will follow you every semester, every year until you graduate. So your total will be around $26,000 a year, and that's around 19 lakhs. So I believe this is my last slide. Is that right? Okay, so yeah, that's all I have. I try to keep it within 5 minutes.
Fateh, it was really very informative. Yeah, thank you so much, Fateh. It was very informative session with you, and we'll surely ask questions at the end of all the presentations.
Okay.
Okay, so now we can go to the next university. So I'll invite Marty to present University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Marty, over to you.
Good morning, everybody, and greetings from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. For those who are not familiar with Las Vegas, it's one of the major metropolitan areas in the southwest portion of the United States. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about the opportunities available at UNLV. UNLV has recently been designated an R1 research university. And that's a designation that's considered the gold standard for U.S. institutions that are involved in research efforts around the world. That places the UNLV in the top 3% of all U.S. universities. We have also been recently ranked, and for the last 10, 15 years, been ranked as one of the most diverse campuses in the United States, currently ranked number 2 by U.S. News and World Report, where we have, in addition to the diversity from our international students, where we have 900 international students from over 85 countries. We also have a huge ethnic diversity on campus from Hispanic populations, from Latin America, from East and South Asia. And we're really excited to be coming to you today to talk about what opportunities might await you if you choose UNLV. Some of our programs have received national recognition, if not international recognition, for the quality of their programs, including our bachelor's degree in hospitality management, which has recently been ranked number 1 or number 2 in the world, depending on who you ask and which reference you check. Next slide, please. In terms of our academic programs that you need to be aware of at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, we have over 300 plus undergraduate and graduate academic programs. Since we're talking to you today as secondary school students and parents, I'll focus on the undergraduate programs with colleges, 13 colleges, both for undergraduate, graduate, as well as an honors college. We make an effort to really showcase the breadth of opportunities, academic opportunities that are available to you. So in addition to the strong hospitality programs I mentioned, there's unique programs in business and entrepreneurship, some engineering programs that also mash up with fine arts, where you can do an entertainment engineering and design program as a major. You can do entertainment technology and design as a major. So we are very keen to allow you to explore your interests fully, both on the right side and left side of your brain in terms of where your interests might be. Next slide, please. In terms of admission requirements, we are a test optional school, meaning we do not require SAT or ACT to be admitted to the university as an undergraduate student. In general terms, we're looking for students with, in US terminology, a B average or better in their high school work. So for students at Rockwoods, if you're obviously in the Cambridge system with GCSEs and A levels, we'll look at your GCSE results from after year 10. We'll look at your mark sheets from your school all the way through year 11, and then predicted marks, if not AS level results, for making a decision in your 12th grade year whether to admit you or not. We operate on rolling admissions, which means we make decisions as we get completed applications in the office. So for international students, in addition to your application for admission, your transcripts and any standardized test results, an IELTS, TOEFL, whatever it might be, GCSE results as well. That's what we're typically going to require. Since we don't have essays or recommendations that are required for admissions, our process is fairly straightforward. So that's it's a very straightforward admissions process, and one that allows you to know your decisions early on. So if you apply in the fall, usually within 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to have a decision back and know whether you're admitted for the next academic year. Next slide, please. And for those where we have a proof of English proficiency as a requirement, there are potential waivers depending on your curriculum, so we can talk about those. But generally, TOEFL or IELTS would be required. We also accept PTE academic. If you are taking an SAT or an ACT, the verbal portion of the SAT or the English language score subscore for the ACT can be used to substitute for an English language proficiency mark. Next slide, please. And in terms of our overall costs, at present, our tuition and fees, and when we talk about a total cost, that's what you're seeing on the screen here, approximately $46,000. That is everything included, your tuition and fees, room and board, books and supplies, personal expenses, travel, health insurance. We include all of that in our costs, because we want you to know as a first-year student what you and your families would be responsible for the total cost of education. Starting in year 2, there are merit-based scholarships available. If you apply to the Honors College, if you're a top achiever in secondary school, there's potential for first-year scholarships available, merit scholarships for admission if you're also included in the Honors College. So I'll be happy to take your questions after we're done. And that concludes our presentation for UNLV. Back to you, Farheen.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you so much for the information. Now we have Rachel Williams from University of Kentucky. Over to you, Rachel.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. My name is Rachel, and I'm from University of Kentucky. Thank you for being here. So I'm just going to try to give you a very brief overview of my university and what we offer to students. Next slide, please. So University of Kentucky is located in Lexington, Kentucky. We are in the southeastern part of the United States. Lexington was voted in 2019 the #3 safest metro city in the US. So you are in a very safe and welcoming environment at our university. It was also named one of the best places to live in America, a best city for new graduates, and a best city with highest salaries and lowest cost of living. So our university is located about a 5 minutes walk from the downtown, so it's really easy to go from our beautiful residential campus and see everything that Lexington has to offer. Next slide, please. So we are a top 100 public research university in the United States. We are an R1 research university, the highest designation for research universities in the US. And we are also ranked as a top university for international students in the US. Overall, between our graduate and undergraduate students, we have around 30,000 students total, and about 5% of our student population are international students. We do have quite a few Indian students on our campus, and there is an Indian Student Association for them to get together and share some tastes of home, and also to put on cultural events for the wider university. So we do have a very active group of Indian students at the University of Kentucky campus. Next slide, please. I know that scholarship opportunities are very important as you are making your decisions on where you want to apply and where you want to attend university. And I'm very proud at University of Kentucky that we have 3 scholarship programs for international students. We are test optional for all of our scholarships and for admissions, meaning that we do not require the SAT right now. We will look solely at your GPA. Our 3 scholarship opportunities, we have the Bluegrass Spirit Academic Scholarship, which goes up to $12,500 per year. Our Diversity Scholarship, which starts at $5,000 a year and goes up to $15,000. And our International Ambassador Scholarship, which can range from $3,000 to $16,000 per year. All of these scholarships are for all 4 years, and it is possible to receive more than 1 scholarship. Some students receive 2, some students receive all 3 scholarships. It is also possible that if you receive multiple scholarships, that they can add up to full tuition. So while none of these scholarships are full tuition by themselves, they can certainly add up to full tuition. Next slide, please. We have over 200 majors and programs at the University of Kentucky. We have programs ranging from business to engineering to computer science to the liberal arts and social sciences. We also have a lot of pre-healthcare professions. So students who are interested in medicine and dentistry, nursing, pharmacy, we have all of those facilities to study right on one centralized campus, which gives our students a lot of opportunities to get involved at the undergraduate level. Because we have over 200 majors and programs, whatever you are thinking you might want to study, we probably do have it at University of Kentucky. Next slide, please. One of the things that we really like to emphasize is that learning at the University of Kentucky campus goes beyond the classroom. And so we really highly encourage all of our students to get involved in research and internship opportunities. We have an Office of Undergraduate Research on campus who is there to help you find these research opportunities and to help you connect with professors and to find the research opportunities that are right for you, whether you plan on applying for graduate school or applying for jobs. Students can do research with professors either for college credit, so for class credit, and some of them serves as an on-campus job. So we have an Office of Undergraduate Research on campus. We have a lot of internship and co-op opportunities that our students take advantage of. And we also have a lot of industry partnerships. So we have job fairs and internship fairs where corporations come right to campus to do interviews with our students. And we also have experienced professors with research labs who really enjoy working with undergraduates and want you to get involved with them and with their projects and research. Next slide, please. I don't have much time, but I do encourage you, if you'd like to learn more about the University of Kentucky, you can visit our website and chat with one of our international student ambassadors. We currently have multiple ambassadors from India, so they can tell you about their experiences with academics, with life at University of Kentucky. And all 3 of these students, Jainam in computer science, Pallavi in business management, and Sanjana in psychology and neuroscience, all did really exciting internships or research this summer. So they can tell you not only about their experience on campus, but the kinds of opportunities that they have had beyond campus to really expand their knowledge and become experienced. Next slide, please. So that's it. I do encourage you to get in touch with me if you have any questions at all. I have my WhatsApp number and my email address right on there. And again, if you visit our website, you will find more detailed information about admissions, about scholarships, and also the opportunity to chat with one of our student ambassadors. I really would love to hear from you all, so don't hesitate to get in touch with any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you so much for the information. And in the meantime, I request students to please start asking their questions in the chat box. Please don't hesitate, because we'll take all these questions at the end of the presentations. Now, next in the queue, we have Michael Jones from Pasadena City College. Over to you, Michael.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. It's my pleasure to be here with you all. And I'm going to introduce you a little bit about Pasadena City College. Next slide, please. So you may not be familiar with the community college system here in the US. My other great colleagues have already presented about four-year universities here in the US. But I actually work at a two-year community college. And so two-year community colleges, we offer associate's degrees And they will be 2 years. And then oftentimes our students will finish their program after 2 years at our community college. And then they will transfer and do 2 more years at a university, whether that's in California or elsewhere in the United States. And so oftentimes these are called a 2+2 program. And so all of the classes that you will take at PCC will count towards your bachelor's degree. Now, the philosophy behind a community college here in the United States is access and equity. That means anyone can come. There are no age limits, and we're focused on career goals. So that means that you're going to get a very diverse learning perspective in every classroom that you're in. We have a very diverse community, both in age and where people come from. Now, as I mentioned, we also have a career focus. We have technical and vocational majors that you might not find at a four-year university. For example, we have an auto tech program. We also have a really highly ranked nursing program. And so those are a few career-focused majors that we have at our college that you might not find at another university. Next slide, please. Now, a little bit more about the different pathways that you can take while you are at a community college. There are 3 main pathways that our international students take. The first one is maybe you don't actually want to go get your bachelor's degree or you don't want to transfer. So you just come to PCC for 2 years and then you will graduate with your associate's degree only. Now, the great thing about graduating with your associate's degree is that you also get what we call optional practical training, which is a benefit of your F1 visa. You get that after you finish each degree level. So if you finish your associate's degree, you get 1 year of optional practical training where you can work in a job related to your major. Now, the second and the third options are the 2 more popular options with our international students and also with our students from India. So the second option is you would graduate with your associate's degree, so complete all the requirements for the degree, then you will transfer, and then you will do 2 more years at a university, and then you will graduate with your bachelor's degree. And all of your classes from the first 2 years at PCC will count towards your university degree. Now, the last option is some schools, they actually don't need you to complete your associate's degree. You only need to complete their transfer requirements. And so some students opt to just complete the transfer requirements because it's less than completing the associate's degree, so they get out faster. And then they will transfer and do 2 more years at their university and graduate with their bachelor's degree. Now, the really special thing about coming to a community college or doing a 2+2 is that you can get double the OPT because if you complete your associate's degree, if you do the middle option, you can do a gap year, do 1 year working in a job related to your major, and then you can do OPT again after your bachelor's degree. You get 1 year of OPT for each level you go up in your degree. Next slide, please. So a little bit about PCC. We are number 1 in transfers to the University of California and the Cal State University system. So out of the about 115 community colleges in the state of California, we send the most students to our 2 state university systems. So if you're interested in going to one of these systems and maybe you want to start at a community college, PCC is the best place for you to get set up to transfer. Now, we also are a 3-time Aspen Prize winner, or Aspen Prize top 10 finalist, not winner. So we have ranked in the top 10 community colleges for the last 3 cycles of the Aspen Prize, which is the highest prize a community college can win in the United States. And so we're very proud of that. And we're the only California community college in the top 10 in this last cycle. We have over 120 associate degree programs available to you as an international student. So there's bound to be one that works for you and one that will work for your transfer major. Next slide, please. Now, you might be wondering where Pasadena is located. We are located in the beautiful city of Roses, only 16 kilometers away from downtown Los Angeles. So we are part of the Los Angeles metropolitan region. And if you are a little bit wild, you could come and fly into the Los Angeles International Airport, go to the beach, and then also go to the mountains and see snow all in one day. California has lots of climates, and we're all very close to each other. And so, of course, you can only do that if you don't hit the very infamous LA traffic. Now, a little bit of our history. We were founded in the 1930s, and we are also home to the Tournament of Roses. The great thing about Tournament of Roses is it's a huge New Year's Day parade. You might have heard it. It's an international parade, and it passes right in front of our college. And so there's lots of history in our city. We were an architectural center in the 1800s, and so there's lots to do and lots to explore in our city, let alone in Los Angeles. We have 30,000 students enrolled, and we have over 90 countries represented, and you can see our ethnic breakdown. Now, really quickly, I want to bring your attention to the little chart on the top left of the slide. You'll see our tuition breakdown in comparison to a Cal State University, a University of California school, and a private school. And you'll see that per year, you'll pay about $9,000 if you come to PCC, whereas if you were to go to one of those other schools, it might be double or even triple the tuition. And so the great thing about coming to a community college is that you can cut down on your price and still get a very, very good education. While we have 30,000 students, our class size is about 30 students to one professor, and these professors teach at our neighboring universities at University of Southern California, UCLA, to just name a few, and they're teaching the same course and you're paying a lot less for it. So I would say if you want to save some money and get a good education, this is a really good option, and you can still go and get that really, really prestigious bachelor's degree when you transfer. Now, next slide, please. So let me tell you a little bit about how to apply. It's very, very convenient to apply to our school and many community colleges. We have access, so that means we allow you to apply through multiple intakes. We have rolling admissions, and our application fee is only $50. All we would need are transcripts, and if you have been taught entirely in English, that will waive your English proficiency. The great thing is that we also don't need essays or letters of recommendation. We also don't need SAT or ACT, and then we'll only need some financial documents, and then some of your passport and other documents for your immigration documents later on. So it's that easy. You would just do that and receive admission and enroll. Next slide, please. Here is my contact information. If you want to take a screenshot, you can write down my email. Our website is also very easy to remember. You just type in pasadena.edu/international. That will take you to our homepage, and you can look over our section for admissions. We'd also love for you to follow us on our social media. We're fairly active, and so if you also want to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, we'd love to have you there. Thanks again for joining us this morning, and if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat or feel free to email me. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much.
So much, Michael. Thank you so much for the information. And in the meantime, I request all the US representatives to please post their information, their contact details in the chat box so that students can take them. And if they want to contact you in future, they can do so. So now moving to the next presentation, I request Gatij, the India rep for Lone Star College. Over to you, Gatij.
Yeah, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Gatij, you're audible. Okay.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Gatij Agarwal. I'm a university representative of Lone Star College here in India. If you all have any, first of all, good morning to to all the persons who are in India and also the delegates of the other universities representative. I'll be the first person to contact if you have any kind of a question related to the Lone Star College. I'll be more than happy to answer that. I'll be giving the there will be a presentation about the Lone Star College. Once we're done with the presentation, I'll be more than happy to take the questions from the students or any one of them so that I can address them. Thank you.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for this important session on education in the United States. My name is Perzana Kolawala, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as the Director of International Programs at Lone Star College. Today, I'm going to present on affordable education in the United States through community colleges. So let's get started. Lone Star College is in the city of Houston. We're based in Houston, Texas. Houston does have one of the largest concentration of Fortune 1000 companies in the United States, which means that lots of internship opportunities and employment opportunities after you graduate. Houston is also one of the most diverse cities in the United States, which means that all our international students and people from outside of the United States really feel at home when they do arrive in Houston. It also has the largest medical center in the world, comprising of 21 hospitals, including the MD Anderson Cancer Research Center. Again, so if you're in the field of medicine, or if you're looking for opportunities in oil and gas, or aeronauticals, aeroscience, whatever it may be that you want to do, Houston has ample of employment opportunities for our students in terms of internships and after graduation as well. And as you guys may already know, Houston is home to the NASA Space Center. So with that being said, let's get a little bit into Lone Star College. We are one of the largest public institutions in Texas. We have about 87,000 students. However, we are spread across 7 campuses, all in the Houston area. So that means that classroom sizes are also still very small. So no more than 25 to 30 students in your class. We are ranked as one of the most affordable institutions in the US. We do offer over 100 plus programs of study. Some of the most popular ones with our international students are engineering, computer science, cybersecurity, computer technology, business, anything to do with health professions, which would include nursing, biotechnology, etc. We also have a big humanities program, which means that if you're into social sciences, psychology, we just have a range of things that students can take from. Again, our admissions to Lone Star College, very simple. We do not have a specific SAT or GPA requirement. However, there could be some professional programs like engineering or nursing, which may require you to have additional admission requirements, but that doesn't mean you cannot apply. You can start at Lone Star and then you can work towards those additional requirements until you get into the program of your choice. One of the other things that I would like to mention, which is very important, especially for our students from India, because I know that you guys are really high achieving. So we have an honors program, which is a highly competitive and very selective program. We only intake about 15 new students to the Chancellor's Fellow on each campus every single year. So as you can tell, it's very, very competitive. You can use your high school GPA and the SAT to apply if you meet those requirements. However, we also offer students the opportunity to start with Lone Star in the first semester and then use your college GPA to apply for the honors program. So if you're interested in that, please make sure you ask about our honors program and just for admissions in general at Lone Star. Quickly, I wanted to share with you the community college model. So as I mentioned, Lone Star is a public institution. It's a community college. So in the United States, we study to get a bachelor's degree for 4 years. So one of the options is that we start at the community college level. Again, as you see on the slide, you still get your bachelor's in 4 years, but you're just getting your first 2 years of your bachelor's degree at another institution. This is possible really only in the United States because our education system is such that the first 2 years of a bachelor's degree, whether you start at UC Berkeley or you start at Lone Star College, they are the same. They're very uniform. So basically, you apply to a community college, you get your associate degree. It's a recognized degree. There are about 4 million students that are enrolled in community colleges in the United States. And then once you get that degree, you go ahead and you transfer to an institution where you complete your final 2 years of your bachelor's degree. Now, again, once you get your bachelor's diploma, there is nowhere on that diploma which says that you started at Lone Star or you were a transfer student. So you get your bachelor's degree and your diploma from the school that you complete. One very advantageous thing for our international students to start at a community college is the option for them to do an OPT, which is your work experience at the end of 2 years. So because associate degree is a recognized degree in the United States, you're able to do your optional practical training after 2 years, then you can transfer, get your bachelor's degree, you get another chance to get your OPT. So at the end of your bachelor's degree, you have 2 recognized degrees and you have 2 years of work experience. So that's a win-win situation. Again, here are some of our students. So again, I don't want you to take my word for it. So go ahead and look at where our students are today, those who have graduated from Lone Star College. So as you can see, Muskan, from India, she graduated from Lone Star College with honors. And today she's studying biology at Columbia University. Columbia is an Ivy League school. Hayden, who is from Vietnam, he also graduated just in May of 2021, and he's received a scholarship of $154,000 to attend Texas Christian University. Fiza Afreen, she is our Jack Kent Cooke Transfer Scholarship recipient. It's a nationalized scholarship, and she received $40,000 every single year to complete her bachelor's degree at the institution of her choice. Our other student from Vietnam, Tien, as you can see, he also just did graduate in May of 2021, and he was accepted to UC Berkeley and UCLA. He chose to start his education at UC Berkeley, where he was accepted as a transfer out-of-state student. So as you can see, the opportunities for our students after Lone Star College are endless. You don't have to continue to be in Texas or in the Houston area. You can choose to do so, of course, but if you also want to transfer out of state, that's not a problem. These are our top transfer universities, as you can see on the left-hand side of the screen. Texas A&M, the UT system, Baylor University, they're all very prestigious institutions in Texas. And of course, if you do graduate from the honors college, you have an added advantage of, being able to transfer to some of these Ivy League schools like Muskan. She's studying at Columbia. So with that being said, I would also like to quickly let students know. I know that Indian students and administration, they're not very familiar with the community college model, or it is assumed that the curriculum or the rigor of academics at community colleges is not is not very top-notch. But again, Lone Star College is not any community college. We do offer our students the opportunities that even some of the prestigious institutions don't. The testimony to that is our students, where along with their faculty, our STEM students here, our engineering students, they secured first place in the NASA Texas Space Grant Consortium Design Challenge. What that means is their prototype that they devised for this design challenge was selected by NASA to be used to their mission to the moon in 2024. So again, as you can see, there are just abundance of opportunities for our students here studying at Lone Star College. So if you're interested in high quality and affordable education in the United States, please check us out. Thank you for your time, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Gatej, for the recorded video, and we'll get back to you when we'll have questions. So thank you so much, US representatives, for putting your contact details. The students can take them over and just copy them for the future needs. Now, before going ahead to the question answer session, I would like to request all the US representatives and the Rockwood team, principal ma'am, and everyone to please like our page on Facebook so that we can stay in touch with you all and update you about our future events. So, and you can also follow us on LinkedIn page. Now we have the questions with us. So Farin, can we have questions? Okay, so there's a question for University of Kentucky. So I request Rachel to answer it. Is there any medical program available in University of Kentucky? Rachel, are you there? Farin, I request you to please give Rachel.
Hi.
Rachel is here.
Yes, so we do have medical programs in the University of Kentucky. So in case you're unaware, the way medical studies work in the United States is that medical studies are a postgraduate study. So on the undergraduate level, students are pre-medicine. So they're in a pre-medicine professional program and usually major in one of the sciences like biology or biochemistry or even neuroscience or biomedical engineering. And so after your 4-year undergraduate degree, then you apply to medical programs. And so we do have pre-medical programs at the University of Kentucky with a lot of opportunities for our students to get involved and build their profile to apply to medical school. And we do have a medical school also right at the University of Kentucky. So many of our students start here at the undergraduate level, and after their undergraduate degree, apply and continue their studies at the University of Kentucky College of Medicine.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Now, again, we have one more question for Pasadena City College and University of Kentucky. It's a common question. Is any design program available in the University of Kentucky and Pasadena City College? So I request Rachel to please answer first, and then we'll invite Michael to tell us about his college.
Sure. So at University of Kentucky, we have multiple design programs, kind of depending on what aspect of design you are interested in. In our College of Design, that focuses on architecture and interior design. And then in our College of Fine Arts, we also have programs in graphic design and things like that. We also have some that are specifically focused on media design as well. So we have multiple design programs that would really depend on what you wanted your focus to be.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Now I invite Michael to please answer this question with respect to Pasadena City College.
Thank you for this great question. Yeah, so we also do have design programs at PCC. And the great thing about starting at a community college to study design is that maybe as a high schooler, you don't have the portfolio that you need to get into those design programs at the art schools. And so coming to a community college first will allow you to build a very strong portfolio to get into any top design school here in the United States. Now at PCC, we have product design, entertainment design. I think we also have transportation design, graphic design, interior design, fashion design, all these different types of design if you're interested in. And we're located in a really great place in Los Angeles. We're not too far from many of these very famous design schools. So Art Center, Otis College of Art and Design, Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, FIDM, to name a few that are really close and nearby. And our faculty actually, a lot of them teach at both of these schools. And we actually have shared programs. So like, for example, if you're interested in transportation or product design, our school actually has a club that partners with Art Center's club that works on a Formula E car every year. So it's really exciting. We have really great design programs. And if you're interested, please email me. And our head of our design program actually emailed today, and he would love to meet international students and bring them to come to our school. So thanks so much for this great question.
Thank you so much, Michael. Can we have the next question, Farin? Yeah. So it's how many hours to contribute for internship in regular college? So can I request Fai to answer this question? Fai, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, absolutely. So for students, international students, US government allow international students to work 20 hours a week. So as soon as you arrive on campus, you can start looking for jobs. This is the same in any other universities. So when school is in session, you are allowed to work 20 hours a week. But in summer, there's basically no limit. So if you can find an internship, you can work 20 hours a week.
Thank you so much, Fai. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so we have a question from our panel member also, that how to apply for scholarships. It's a very good question because it is everyone wants to know how to apply for scholarships. So can Faita, you answer this question for us? How to apply for scholarships?
So at Wichita State, it's really easy. There's no extra steps for you to apply for scholarships. When you submit your application for admission, there's only one question that asks you, do you want to be considered for Global Select Scholarship? That is our scholarship for all new students. You just check yes, and that's it. It's completely merit-based. If your GPA is equivalent to 3.0 out of 4, you will be automatically awarded the scholarship. And after the first year, there are other scholarships that you can apply. Most of them are merit-based. You have to write an essay. You probably need to get some references. And sometimes you have to perform certain services or cultural presentation in order to meet those requirements. And those are usually smaller scholarships, but the scholarships are stackable. So you can really, when I was a student, actually, I applied for many scholarships to be enough to cover my tuition. So it is possible, even though we do not offer full scholarships, you can still get scholarships to cover the majority of your tuition and fees.
Thank you so much, Faita. Can we have the next question? What are the basic requirements for a scholarship? So can I request Marty to please answer this question? What are the basic requirements for a scholarship? In your students, I please request you to please mention the university or college you want to refer the question to, so that we can ask a selective university about that question. So for this question, I'm referring to Marty to answer this question. Yes, Marty, over to you.
Thanks for that, Yashika. Yeah, for scholarships, it really will depend on the institution. Some institutions have a variety of different merit scholarships available. Some will have competitions. As I mentioned at UNLV, we have scholarships for those that are applying to our honors college, which are separate from what the university might offer as a whole for students. There are also foundation scholarships, private scholarships that might exist outside of our individual institutions that you may want to look into. So the answer to your question is it depends. And that's the most common answer you'll ever hear from a U.S. college representative when it comes to explaining systems and admissions requirements and scholarship requirements. They will all be different depending on the program. Some will have test score requirements, some do not. Some just base it on grade point average or your grade average in your secondary school. Some will use a combination. Some will have extracurriculars that will be involved in a scholarship decision. Some have leadership scholarships, music scholarships, art scholarships that will be dependent on many other variables. So again, you have to get much more specific with your question to individual institutions to get answers that may help you in the end. Thank you.
Question, Fareen. Do any university offers a music pursuing program? So I can request the US representative to please write in the chat box which university offers music program for the students, so that we can move to that university to answer this question. Any university offering music pursuing programs? So in the meantime, we can go to the next question. So University of Kentucky has music program. Even Wichita State has. So we can ask them about their programs too. Yes, Rachel, can you please answer this question? How to pursue music in your university?
Yeah, wait, let me make Rachel presenter.
It's too good to see students so active in participating in question and answers. Great students of Rockwood International.
Hi, so yes, we have multiple music programs at University of Kentucky. We have like music performance programs. So those are for whatever instrument you play, whether you play the French horn or the cello or the violin or the piano. We also have vocal degrees. So we have actually a very renowned opera training program. So we have multiple vocal programs as well. So we have a number of music degrees, really depending on what your focus is. And we also have opportunities for students who maybe don't want to pursue music as their degree. You can still try out for the orchestra and the symphony. So there are still ways, even if it's something that you don't want to study, you can still get involved in other ways as well. So we have a lot of opportunity for different music degrees.
Okay, Rachel, please stay here. We have another question for you.
Sure. So the grades need to get scholarships at University of Kentucky. So we have three main scholarship programs for international students. Our first is our purely academic scholarship. So that one is very easy to tell you what grades you need. At least a 3.0 GPA. 3.0 GPA qualifies you for the lowest level of academic scholarship. And then the more your GPA goes up, the more money you are eligible for. For our other two scholarship programs, those are not based only on grades. There are other requirements as well. We have a diversity scholarship. And so this is because we want our university to be a diverse place. We want students of all national backgrounds, ethnic backgrounds, religious backgrounds, different worldviews. And for this scholarship, it's really, you getting the scholarship is really dependent on the essay that you write. There's always an essay prompt each year that you have to write for that one. And then for our last scholarship, our International Ambassador Scholarship, this again is an essay. So our international ambassadors are part of our recruitment team. The students I told you about earlier are International Ambassador Scholarship recipients. So they answer questions from prospective students and sometimes participate with us in webinars like this. So for that scholarship, we ask you to write an essay describing why you would feel you would be a good ambassador, any leadership roles you've had, and any volunteer experience you've had. So there's one of our scholarship program that's dependent on grades, 3.0 and up, and our other two scholarship programs, you're going to write an essay because we're looking for more than grades for those.
Thank you, Rachel. I think now we can ask Faitai to tell us about music program in their university.
Turn on my speaker. Sure, it's we are almost similar to University of Kentucky. We offer all kinds of music programs, any instruments, and obviously most popular ones are piano performance, or if you want to be a teacher, you can go for piano education, piano pedagogy, and also all kinds of instruments or vocal if you sing, and opera, and even musical theater. So all these are different music programs, and we also have masters as well.
Thank you, Faitai. Now I want Michael to please tell us about music program in his college. Over to you, Michael.
Thanks, Ashika. Yes, so we also offer music programs, in some ways also similar to the other two colleagues who shared. If you want to major in performance, we have really good programs in piano. We also have great ensembles. So if you're interested in jazz, one great thing too is we're located in LA. We have something called the industry. The industry is the entertainment industry. And so if you're interested in music, it's really great to be in LA. I also mentioned that we do host the Tournament of Roses, which is the Rose Parade. If you want to be in the Rose Parade, we do have an ensemble that participates in the Rose Parade every year, which is really exciting. And your parents, might be able to watch a stream online and see you in the parade. So there's lots of really great ensembles. Also, if you don't want to major, like like my also colleague said, there's lots of opportunities if you just want to pursue music for fun too, that you can also participate in. So I do think we have a really good piano program. So if you're interested in that, I know a lot of students do like playing piano. So you can also email me about that. Thanks so much.
Okay, Yashika, UNLV also has music program. So now I'll be inviting Marty to answer that question.
Okay.
Marty, you can.
Yes, thank you. UNLV actually has very similar music programs to what Michael just mentioned at PCC. We have a interesting music and jazz and commercial music program. Being less than 1.5 kilometers from the Las Vegas Strip, there are many musical acts that have what they call residencies in Las Vegas at local hotels and complexes. So those opportunities particularly would be enhanced through the music program. Also, piano, vocal, and performance music are available through UNLV as well. So, thank you.
Okay. Marty, please stay. We have another question. You can answer that.
Can we pursue multiple programs at once? A good question from Uditi.
Yeah, that's a great question. And doing what we call double majors or majors and minors is very much a regular part of university life for undergraduate students in the United States. There's possibility within 4 years to do double majors in many liberal arts programs. It's a little bit harder if you're doing, say, an engineering program and a business program to do both of those in a 4-year program, because those are both very intensive programs. So it will depend on which programs you want to combine. But as I mentioned earlier, there are ways to combine majors, like I was saying in my introduction. We have students who are very much into design and maybe interior design, graphic design in the communication fields, but they also have an interest in perhaps engineering and coding. But they want to design video games, perhaps. So if they have that coding ability and that design interest, they can combine those into one major. Entertainment design, entertainment engineering, and technology or design. So those are combining majors or adding minors, which are basically half of the number of courses you might need for a major. Those are very common in the United States to have those multiple programs in one degree.
Okay, Marty, we have another question for you.
Okay. How do extracurricular activities go hand in hand with students at the University of, I'll speak for UNLV, and I'm sure Rachel can handle Kentucky. But for student life, and I think this goes for most residential campuses in the United States, and certainly UNLV is one of those. Life on campus is as important, if not more important, than what you learn in the classroom. And the opportunities to engage with students from around the world in activities, in living environments, in clubs, in sports, in various events you might go to and hear from authors or speakers from around the world talking about their areas of interest. The opportunities to learn the skill set, the knowledge of other cultures that you're going to be interacting with on a day-to-day basis will help you prepare for life outside the classroom. Much better than what you learn in the classroom. And when I talk about opportunities for extracurriculars, they're at UNLV. There are over 350 clubs and organizations that the university has, many ethnic and cultural organizations, but also sports, politics, other social awareness interest groups are very common at environmental groups as well. So any kind of a club or sport or event that you might want to form a club about, it probably exists, but if it doesn't, you can probably start your own. And that's one of the great things about university life. You have a lot of flexibility to, if you find a group of students that have similar interests, you can probably get an organization started fairly easily on most all campuses around the US.
Okay, thank you, Marty, so much. Now maybe we can have Rachel to answer something about her university.
Hi, yes, it's pretty similar at University of Kentucky, just like Marty was talking about at University of Nevada, Las Vegas. So I would say in general, I might group extracurricular activities into two main groups. One being extracurricular activities that are kind of academic in nature, right? The kind of clubs and organizations that taking part in will be related to your major, and will kind of help you advance in your studies and get involved maybe in research or in student groups. Just a couple of examples of that. We have a solar car competition team. So it's an extracurricular activity, a group of students in engineering who are building a solar car that they entered into competitions. We have like Society for Women Engineers, for example. So we have kind of the academic extracurriculars that you can really kind of look at as part of your major almost. You're getting involved more with professors who advise these activities. You're getting involved with your fellow students, doing clubs and things like that. And then on the other hand, there are the extracurricular activities that are just for fun. And we really encourage students to get involved in these. We think being a happy student, being a well-rounded student is going to make you even a better student, right? We want you to be part of our community and to get involved, whether that's getting involved in sports, in music, in cultural events, in volunteer work in the community. We do have over 500 clubs and organizations. So there really is something for everyone to get involved in. So I think that it helps to kind of look at extracurricular activities on the one hand as things that can help you with your major and enhance your profile. And on the other hand, the things you're just going to do purely for enjoyment. Maybe, to find a community and find people that you have things in common with and just enjoy yourself.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Now, Yashika, we have one question which is addressed to all the universities. Maybe we can have 5 to answer this question, and rest of the universities can maybe type in their answers in the chat box.
Okay. So
if you remember seeing my very first slide showing where we are right in the middle of the US. So even though we offer marine biology classes, we unfortunately do not have a marine biology program. Sorry.
Okay. So if universities have a marine biology program, they can, just mention in the chat box, and maybe I can call them upon to answer that question. Okay. So Kushan, very sorry. Wait, I have. Okay.
let us wait for the So Michael has this PCC has biology, which prepares you for marine biology. We can invite Michael to answer this question, and then Rachel can have.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Yes. So we do offer biology major. So unfortunately, your major won't read marine biology. We are located close to the coast, which means that we do have faculty that specialize in marine biology, and you can work with those faculty to find research opportunities. Now, because at a community college, you're going to be completing your general education and some of the more basic classes, your more specialized major classes are going to be at your university. The great news is that in California, at a community college, we're going to prepare you to go to a UC or a Cal State, which some of them have the most strong marine biology programs just by the fact that they are here next to the coast. I am an alumni of UC San Diego, which literally their campus is right on the coast and you can walk to the beach. And they have the Scripps Institute of Oceanography where you could study marine biology. Also UC Santa Barbara, also literally right on the beach, and you can study marine biology there. So you could come to PCC, study biology, and then you can transfer into a marine biology program either at UC San Diego or at UCSB or one of the other campuses that also, probably UC Santa Cruz also has it because they're also very close to the beach. So if you love the beaches, the UC schools are also really great for that. I would say that's a great thing. We also offer a biotechnology program at our school, which is also really great, where you get to work with stem cells, and we're partnering with the University of Southern California. But yes.
Thank you, Michael. I will request Rachel also to put some light on this biology program in her university.
So at University of Kentucky, just like Wichita State, we are in the middle of the country, so we are not on the beach. But we do have in our biology major, there are a number, because biology is such a large major, there are a number of different tracks or concentrations you can take within that major. And we do have upper level marine biology classes. So these are the kind of classes that would prepare you to undertake graduate studies in marine biology at another university. So we don't have a standalone marine biology program, but we certainly do have courses that concentrate on it within our biology degree.
Okay, thank you so much, Rachel. Now, I guess we can conclude the session, and I'll again invite Akansha.
So, yeah, Chika, hi. Yes. Thank you so much to all the universities. And is Yasir is available to give his
No, Yasir is not
insights on the
available
same?
right. No, Yasir is not available
Okay.
right.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so thank you so much to all the students, all the parents who have joined us today. It was a great and informative presentations from the universities out of abroad, and our students really had many questions which are not ending only.
Yeah, I could see that.
So they are
What
very
we can
much
do is,
in.
Akansha, in this case, you can just give us their email IDs, and we'll
Right.
send them the information about these colleges to them, and they can ask their questions there and then on.
The
Okay.
universities have already shared their contact details in the chat box. Students, if you have
But,
any other questions, yeah, you can always reach out to them. Yes. And you can
and you
always
can share the details with the email IDs of the students with us. We will just forward it to the universities. They can contact them if they interested in their colleges, in their universities. Okay.
So it was a great session altogether. And thank you so much, Yashika, Fareen. Thank you so much, Yasir. If he's attending or not, I really cannot see him right now. But then, yes, thank you so much to all the Simplet team. And it was a great support from Yashika, like coordinating all the minute and major details. So thank you so much.
Thank you,
Yashika, over
Akansha.
to you. Yeah.
Thank you, Akansha. And I think with this, we are about to end the event. Before ending the event, I would like to thank the director of Rockwood International, Mr. Deepak Sharma, for giving us this opportunity to come to host this event, and Ms. Basundara Neelmani, the principal of Rockwood International, for collaborating with us and giving us the chance to interact with students. And thank you, Kansha, for all the coordination. Thank you so much. And thank you, the US representatives, for being so patient in giving the answers and for giving a so informative session to us. Thanks a lot for joining us. And lastly, and most importantly, the students who were being patient and always around and asking questions. We'll be in touch with you, and we'll try to reach you and solve all your queries. We'll try to give you more sessions in the coming future. So till then, goodbye, take care of yourself, and bye bye from the side of Simplet. So
Okay.
thank you so
Bye-bye,
much for
everyone.
joining.
Bye.
Thank you.